Okay, we are live now. Good evening, everyone. I am super stoked to be here with Naomi Gajjar. I love the name Naomi. By the way, I've told you that before. Naomi is a graduate. She graduated in 2021. Correct me if I'm wrong, Naomi. And she was our first graduate into the Ginger Leadership Development Program, which is run by IHCL, part of the Taj Group. And Naomi has just completed not even 5 years, 4.5 years. She's already made it to general manager, and now she's working on a massive project, which is going to see the launch of 100 ginger, 200 ginger and Amma hotels over the next 2 years. And She is young, talented, dynamic, and moving upwards. And that's not all. Apart from that, she runs her own improv uh, community. She manufactures and sells chili oil. She's into building up the culture of Goa, where she currently resides. She's an interpret traveler, food researcher, and all around fun girl. Welcome to the show, Naomi, and lovely to have you here.
Thank you for the introduction, and I'm very happy to be here.
Have I missed out on anything of your 1 million achievements? Let me not forget Hotelier India Awards and a gazillion other awards. But then now you're so used to them, so
Yeah.
we don't have to mention them. Yeah. Wonderful. So, Naomi, what made you join hospitality?
To be honest, I didn't want to join hospitality. I was going to go to travel and tourism, and I wanted to be a travel journalist. And during one of my interviews in Bangalore at, I believe, Christ, one of the students, when we were interacting there, came and said that if you want to do travel journalism, it's good to do hospitality at some point. And my dad was not very up for the idea of travel journalism, but he was supportive. So then he said, why don't you do hospitality first and then do your master's in journalism? And that's how I got into hospitality, and I think it's now stuck with me.
So, what should we call it? The accidental hospitality professional. Wonderful.
Eh,
And how's it being a lady in this really, really robust industry?
I think as a lady, there are still a lot of stereotypes that exist in our hotels currently, where people are not very open to the idea of female leaders, and you have to sort of make your way in. But if you know to stand for yourself and you have support from around, I think you can grow. Initially, people will not be very open to taking orders from a lady, because there are people who've been in the industry for years who still don't accept it, but eventually they all come around.
Okay, would you think that it's only because you're a lady? Because sometimes I feel that people are not open to taking orders from young people, lady or
That
guy. Yeah,
that is also true.
that's also true. So in your case, do you feel it's because you're a lady or because you're young?
I think it's a blend of both. I've had particular instances with particular people who had problems with gender, whereas rest in general age is definitely a problem, because people have spent so many years in the industry, and then you suddenly come in and you become hotel manager in 5 years, and they can't really accept it, right? Because they've spent so many years.
So that's fabulous that you mention it, because having been part of this industry for a very long time, I also hadn't really heard about people moving. And now that you have shown it, and there are so many more along with you who are showing that, moving from graduation to general manager in 5 years or less, you know, do you think the program and by extension your college actually prepared you for this journey?
Definitely, I think it played a very, very important role. College, in the sense, because at IHMA you are not restricted to just departments, but you understand things like at HR and strategy and development and things like that, which really helps when you are on ground in the industry. And the program overall, the way it was structured from day one, instead of being connected with just people in the hotel, the program sort of enabled us to be in touch with CXOs and people like that. So we always learn from the top management, and when you learn from that sort of way, your understanding and things of how you see things really changes and develops.
Wonderful. So, but even then, there's somebody with 15 years of experience who's probably not made it to general manager. And
Correct.
there's you here with 4.5 years of experience, and experience is important. So, what do you think has has been done for your training or for your learning to substitute or to overcompensate for that lack of experience?
So, how the program runs typically is that we had a 1 month extensive induction, wherein we got into the depth of smallest of things, like how the brand design is done, to why is there a certain color in the brand, and a lot of nitty gritties that people in ground don't know. So when you come from that learning, you technically you take some sort of ownership of the brand, and you feel like, okay, I know so much, it's like my own baby. And in my case, I'll tell you what really happened. My first hotel placement, my first day, my hotel manager said, I'm going on a 1 month leave, so handle the hotel. And I was really not ready to handle a hotel because I just stepped in. But overall, the people in the company are very supportive. The program is very supportive and gives you reach to a lot of people. So every time I got stuck, there were people to support me, tell me what to do, how to make things around, and that really helps. Plus, we had a lot of structured trainings. We had uh, programs in this program. Like I went through something which was called the Women Leadership Program, which is essentially for ladies, because sometimes you don't know how to make your place in a industry that's filled with majority of males. And how do you step forward, how do you put in your word and say that, okay, no, I am ready for this, and not question yourself. So a lot of programs like this, helped us grow.
Wonderful. And where do you think your largest challenges have come from?
uh I think
Naomi, I think we lost you for a second. Naomi? Hi, Naomi. Naomi, have you switched off the camera because you want to eat something and you don't want to share with me? I know you're in Goa, Naomi, but it's a little too early for cocktails. No?
Hi, I'm back, I think.
I thought you switched off the camera because you went something to eat, you went to get something to eat. And then when you were off, I said, Naomi, I know you're in Goa, but it's a little too early for cocktails. Yeah. So I was at the question where I asked you, where do you think your biggest challenges have come from? Or what have been your biggest challenges?
I think biggest challenges come from technical aspects of running a hotel. Like people with experience know, like when my hot water is not working, what is the possible solution, or where are things that have gone wrong. These are things that come with experience. For somebody like me, initially it was like, if somebody tells me my hot water tank is not working, I only had two replies: either repair it or replace it. But
Right.
eventually we learned that, okay, there can be did you check this wall, what did you check, what's wrong with this part, and then you understood things. I'm still learning that every day, and I go around with my engineer and I ask him questions, and I still try to learn things, because guess things like that you can still understand, but a lot of technical things need a lot of experience.
And a little bit of knowledge on that may end up saving you a lot of money, isn't it?
Correct.
So great. So Ginger, now Ginger when it started off was was a very lean brand. It was
Correct.
meant to be a very basic hotelier brand, and then it moved into this lean looks model.
Correct.
And now you're looking at the reimagined Ginger. Can you tell us something about Ginger and how the new reimagined Ginger is going to look like?
So Ginger, when it initially started, was a very basic brand where we started rooms at 999 plus taxes, and we said we only want to give bed, breakfast, security, bath, Wi-Fi. We didn't have our food services. There was no service. It was a very self-service sort of model. But then around 2018 is when we first remodeled, and we said that, people are looking for experience more than just the bed or breakfast. And that's when we made the brand more experiential. Now, when you walk into our hotels, they are very fun, vibrant, colorful. We have four basic elements that we work around. What we call is work and play, wherein we say that people who come to Ginger should very easily be able to shift between work and play. So you'll see like a business table, and next to it you'll also see a foosball or a TV, so you can work and chill together. We say global and local, which is an basically mix of global and local food and music and things like that. We say individualistic and collectivistic, where we say that we have place for a large group, but we also have enough space for solo travelers who want that space and comfort. So the reimagined Ginger definitely is very different than what it used to be. It's more vibrant, more colorful, larger hotels. We did our first big box hotel in Bombay, which is about 300 keys, and then Goa is 280 keys. We recently opened Ekta Nagar, which is again about 200 keys, and all other gingers are going to be big box gingers. So the brand is growing upward and onwards.
Amazing. And that's true. You're looking at 100 new Gingers over the new next 2 years, right? Or have I got the
Yeah,
numbers wrong?
we are looking
Yeah.
at about 200
And
hotels.
and where are these gingers going to be positioned? 100 new gingers, amazing. That's like 2,800 new rooms, roughly.
Correct.
Where are they going to be positioned?
So these will all again be in the lean luxury segment only, and we
No,
aim
no, I
at,
meant in around India. Are we looking at tier two, tier three, or tier
it's a
one,
mix.
or
It's a mix of cities all across.
because I for one, would not have imagined setting up a hotel in Ekta Nagar.
Correct.
And somebody much smarter than me, and person who has I think the much larger risk taking appetite than me set it up, and it's doing extremely well, right? And so what are the type of guests that a Ginger is going to attract?
So until now, most of the genders attracted a lot of business guests, solo travelers. But now the newer ginger is also looking at leisure locations and leisure as in segment to focus on. That wasn't the focus until now, but with like how Kandolim has come up, where we've ensured that there is enough space for leisure and family also. We are now looking at a blend of business plus leisure.
Amazing. Now from work to family and pleasure. Um, what did I know you did mention that your dad wasn't too happy with your travel journalism idea. What happened growing up that you felt drawn towards travel journalism or this industry? What was it like?
I think so. My dad loves to travel, and he was a very spontaneous traveler. We
You're
never
from
knew where we.
Gujarat, right?
I am from Gujarat, yes. We never knew where we are going. My dad would just from the office call my mom and say, "Pack your bags, we are leaving." We don't know which location, we don't know which place, and my mom used to be very frantic because she didn't know for which weather she needs to pack. So she used to pack
You know,
everything. We took.
I'm very sorry to interrupt you. That's exactly like my dad and my childhood holidays. We used to
Yeah,
pack a bag. We had everything in it: warm clothes, cold clothes for winters, whatever. And my dad used to stand at the station and look at the indicator and say, "Okay, we can take this train and we can go here." And that's how we had our vacations.
at least,
Honestly,
at least I think you had a destination in my mind. My dad
no,
would
we didn't
remove the
have.
car. He'd
We didn't
drive,
have a
and wherever we'd
no.
feel like we'd stop the car.
Oh, that's different. No, so we went to the station, and my dad used to look at the indicators, looking at where the trains are going, and accordingly, we travel.
Yeah,
And so there was no destination in mind, and let's say we decide to go in a certain direction, and if he sees a station with an interesting name on the way, we would get off.
get down.
Just no, anyways, sorry, it's your story. I just got
No,
excited
no, I'm
because
happy to
yeah,
hear you too.
yeah. Go on, go on.
Yeah.
Tell me,
So we
tell
used
me.
to take the car out and we used to drive. And during these trips, I fell in love with photography. I used to use a Nikon Coolpix at that point, and then I got into photography. And then my dad got me a DSLR, and I used to click photos, and I used to share these, stories with pictures on Instagram. And I said, "Hey, this is fun, and this is, I think, something that I want to do. I want to travel the world. I want to document things, and maybe make money out of it." So that's how my love for travel journalism came. But hospitality also, because I come from an IB board school. We've been doing a lot of things which are hospitality centric, from hosting events to hosting conferences. So that hospitality, I think, comes from inside, and its images help to extend it and mold me into a better person.
Awesome. So, I Chennai. How did that? How was that part of your life? 4 years, Aurangabad, young girl traveling from Gujarat to Aurangabad. What was it like?
Honestly, I didn't want to come to Aurangabad because I said, who goes to Aurangabad? It doesn't look like a fun city. I didn't want to give my interview. I was forced to give my interview, and I fought with my dad for 10 days, and I said, no, I don't want to go to a place like this. And then my nanny told me that, go and don't say anything in the interview. You won't be selected. And I said, okay, fine. But when you go to an interview, you obviously don't want to make a fool out of yourself. And I got selected. But just to convince me and ensure I'm okay, my dad drove me down to Aurangabad. I saw the college. There was a senior called Tavishi around that time who showed me around, showed me the hostel, showed me the space. And then I said, no, it looks like the right place and I think I should come here. And that's how I chose to come to Aurangabad. And it was pretty nice. I made very nice friends. There's a lot of nature, a lot of fun around Aurangabad. We used to go trekking and on walks and photography trips. And it was nice and fun.
No, I absolutely love Aurangabad. I love the history. I love the culture. I love the food. I'm a major, major foodie. As are you, I know. Uh, Great. While you were here, favorite subjects and not so favorite subjects.
Favorite subjects and not so favorite subjects. I
It's
think
getting worse. This it's going to be followed by favorite teachers and not so favorite teachers.
that but which subject did I not like? I'm not sure of a subject that I didn't. Oh, actually, I didn't like food production because I'm a vegetarian. Okay, I come from childhood where if even if I read the word chicken, I used to puke. So from that to being okay with just people being around me eating non-veg was a big progress for me. And then came FPO and they said, you have to cook. And I said, I am sorry. And I used to cry and cry. And I went to Dr. Iyengar's office and I said, sorry, I can't do this. You want to fail me, you fail me in this subject, but I cannot do this. So then for the rest of the year, I only did my veg food and I left the kitchen. I used to leave the kitchen and I used to be like, do whatever, I can't do this. And the final practicals was a chit system, so I didn't know what menu I'm getting. Luckily, the menu I got was only one fish that I had to fry. So I said, okay, like, fry a fish. I think that's something that I can still do. So I fried that fish and I passed my FPO practical. But I didn't
Just
like it
to
really.
just to let you know, we've just recently been certified. Our chefs are being certified by the Humane World for Animals as a vegan as vegan professionals. So
Wow.
we are giving vegan and vegetarian options for those.
I am
Yeah,
so happy. Others won't have to cry the tears that I cried.
no, no, no. It's I think it's a tough line. You know, you prepare somebody for the industry, or you prepare somebody according to their. So it's a tough line for academicians to walk. What do we do?
Correct.
You know, because we can protect you in college. What happens when you walk into the industry?
Correct.
We don't have that liberty anymore. You know, so I think it's a tough line. Are you still vegetarian?
I am still vegetarian, yes.
I'm just checking. You're in Goa.
I
Yeah.
am still vegetarian, but I found my love in cooking now, and cooking has become like my happy, safe space. I go on Instagram, I post videos of what I make. And I was just surprised yesterday, I posted a video of me filling in my tiffin, and that video has got 20K views and it's growing. And I'm like, really, people want to watch me fill my tiffin?
What they say is true, you know, intellectual stuff doesn't work on Instagram. Wonderful. And now the other question. Favorite teachers, not so favorite teachers.
Favorite teachers, definitely Smita ma'am. She was very nice, very fun. I used to have a lot of
Thank God you
gossip
said
with
that, you know,
her.
she's watching this program right now. Thank God you said that. She's been sulking for the longest and nobody mentioned her name as yet, but thank you. Yeah.
She was my gossip partner, and we used to gossip a lot together. Not so
Okay.
favorite person. Um, who is what was his name? The library guy, Mr. Arun, and I mean, he was nice, but we had a group project together, and he gave both my people in my team a grade, and he didn't give that to me. And when I asked him, he said, "The year's over, doesn't matter." So I never got an answer why I didn't get a grade, which I deserve. So I have that little
Grudge.
yes.
Okay. Anything wild that you've done when you were in college?
Anything wild? Uh, I did. I took. Um, did a 1 day trip to Pune without telling anybody in college. We woke up at 5 in the morning, took a taxi, drove to Pune. We had a friend's birthday. We celebrated the birthday there. For I think 3 o'clock, we left Pune by car. Came back to college by 8:30. Had dinner at college and went back to the hostel. And nobody knew we did a Pune trip.
Amazing. Uh, no parents, nobody. Amazing. Damn good. Oh, well done, Naomi. That's it. That's your crazy adventure.
I was a pretty nice, decent student in college.
Hi, hi, hi. So, in your life, if you had the opportunity to go back, okay, and you managed to speak to your younger self, what advice would you give your younger self?
I think the only advice that I would give my younger self is to uh, take each day as it comes and not get too attached to things or people. I used to be a very emotional person, and small changes, small movements in my life were very difficult for me. And that made it very difficult for me when, when you are in hospitality, your job is very transferable. You have to go from one place to the other. You have to be a lot of very agile, and I was not very open to that idea. I wanted my peace and comfort, but I think the advice I would give myself is to take every day an opportunity as it comes, and try and step out of the comfort zone as much as possible, because that's where growth comes.
Excellent. And if there was one thing that you regret not doing, or would you would have done differently if you had a chance?
One thing I regret not doing. I don't regret it, but I think I should have done an MBA. And my dad still wants me to do one, but now after working, the thought of just sitting behind books and doing that all day just doesn't feel nice. I want to eventually do it at some point. I tried, I went to the extent of, applying to colleges, and then I'm like, sorry, I can't do this. I thought I'll apply for TAS, which is your Tata Administrative Services. I applied for, I took a course for GRE, I paid the fees. I went for two classes and I said, sorry, I can't do maths anymore. And I didn't do that.
So how do you think your life would have been different if you have done an MBA or you had gone through Tata Administrative Services? How do you think your
I,
life would have been different?
I think TAS gives you a more accelerated growth. I am on an accelerated program, but I have seen a lot of people from TAS in very high positions, and their knowledge and skills about a lot of things is great. I hate maths, revenue, numbers, but that's what life has become now.
So if you had an accelerated growth that would move you out of operations, out of being a hotel manager, what do you think you would have chosen?
Like I am doing right now. I've taken over the project of IHL has acquired Clarks as a brand, and I am looking at the conversion. So I am doing a hospitality sitting at home. You can see my laptop right here behind me, out of operations, ensuring that when these hotels open, they're nice and perfect in their way. So I think pre-openings is something that I would like to do. Apart from that, I also enjoy learning and development in general. I love teaching people things. I love developing programs for people.
So, so,
I
so yeah, you're doing that without doing TAS or without doing an MBA. You're doing that
yeah,
already. Would there be any other thing that you would manage to do if you didn't
possibly
do?
things like business development or strategy,
Do you
because
like that? Do you enjoy that?
I like it. I just don't like
Okay.
numbers, but they come everywhere. Like, I don't
Yeah,
have
I
an
mean, if
issue.
you're doing business development and strategy, you're going to get numbers.
That is when you're doing operations, also. At the end of the day, it's all about the numbers.
Speaking of numbers, okay,
Don't ask
I
me a
don't
math
mean
question, I don't know the answer.
no. I'm not asking specifics. Okay, but but um, several ginger hotels are doing amazingly high occupancies. Like
Correct.
Bombay, I think 80 days of the year it's 100% full,
Correct.
and the rest of the days must be at like 90-95%, which is massive for in terms of occupancy. What do you
Correct.
think is the average ginger occupancy across the board,
So, as a brand, we would say, I would say we are at about 65-70% occupancies,
which is still
but
high?
which is high, which is quite high. Even in Goa, where I am based, as a hotel or even as a cluster, we do an average of 85 to 90% occupancy YTD.
Wow.
So we're pretty full, pretty busy.
Right. Sorry, I thought we lost you for a second because you just
Ah.
froze. Okay, so you know, with that kind of occupancy and this kind of growth, do you think you all are going to be able to sustain these high occupancies always?
Uh, I think the market is growing. There's a lot more that people are looking for now than hotels. People are wanting to get into it, look at Airbnbs or homestays, and that as a concept is growing a lot. Being saying that there are still a lot of people who still want the luxuries and the comfort of the hotel, and looking at the population and the number of people that keep coming, if you maintain your quality and your services, people will keep coming and you will be able to maintain occupancies. The problem is when you start at a high and then the property keeps degrading, there's not much maintenance that is done, and then people don't like to come to a place like that, and then you see that the market is getting distributed and people are going to other places.
Right. Now, just I think we're just running out of time. Just as a grand finale, any words of advice, something that you would like to tell aspiring hoteliers, something that you would like to tell future students that you wish somebody had told you when you were starting off?
I think that uh, listen to your heart, take the path that you feel is right, not what others think. When I wanted to get into the Ginger Leadership Program, I was questioned saying nobody from IHM goes to Ginger. But I think that was one of the best decisions that I took in my life. I was very skeptical when I took it, but I think that has also taught me that I can take the path that people have not taken. As long as I am ready to walk in it, it will for sure lead somewhere and someplace nice for sure.
And you are in a fantastic place, aren't you?
Yes.
Very good. I'm so glad, Naomi, and thank you so much for joining us. You've been a wonderful, wonderful person to interview. You've been a wonderful individual when we've met in person as well. Thank you for taking all the time, and we really appreciate. And we really hope that someday you find yourself back to college to inspire the next generation of students.
Definitely. You tell me when you're coming, send me my tickets, and I will be in college.
Done. Okay. Take care.
Done. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Naomi. Bye.